Hello, good morning, and how are you? And happy coffee, as always. Today, if you couldn't tell, we're putting together a GreenStalk. I ordered this during their Mother's Day sale, which is their biggest sale of the year. The GreenStalk that I chose is a 5-tier original, and then I also got 2 more planting tiers and another water reservoir for the top. So I have 7 tiers and 2 reservoirs. I'm going to be making 1 4-stack GreenStalk and 1 3-stack GreenStalk. So I have already opened it and checked that all the pieces and everything are there properly, but I thought you guys would want to come along to build it. I have some soil ready over there to go ahead and fill it up, but I'm not going to have time to plant it out this morning, so come with me to build my GreenStalk. This packaging is adorable. It says GreenStalk over here, and it has a little bee, which I highly think I'm going to get permanently inscribed in my body. That's just what I do. And then on this side, it says time to celebrate with a little picture of time spelled like, you know, time that you grow. That says time to celebrate, and that says GreenStalk. And then here we've got share your delivery photos with us. Hashtag got my GreenStalk at GreenStalk Garden. And then we're rooting for you. Love the GreenStalk family. And then a support number for GreenStalks. This right here says what I got, so it's the 5-tier original planter in stone, 2 1-tier original planters in stone, and 1 stone top. Next, it comes with this little envelope. It says, "Open me, GreenStalk setup instructions and free garden goodies." So inside here comes with an instructions for the original planters and how to put them together. I have already watched so many people put them together that I don't really think I will be needing this. So it gives you planting ideas for the original and the leaf, and then how to put it together. I will point out though that they recommend using Happy Frog potting soil, and that is the kind of potting soil that I always use anyway. So I'm actually doing what is recommended by accident. And then right here is a good picture of how the watering system works. So this is the containment up at the top, and each tier has these cones in them, and the containment has little holes. So the little holes will drip water into there, and then excess water will go down into the cone and into the next water reservoir, which will drip in there, and into the cone, water reservoir, drip into there, continuing on for as tall as you need it. So there's the instruction manual. Also in here is a little thank you card. Thank you for choosing our family business. It means the world to us. We love seeing what you grow, and then a link to their Facebook page. We've got this little Polaroid looking thing. It says, "Your GreenStalk was packed with care by Damien G." Well, thank you so much, Damien G. I super appreciate it. And then a seed packet of bouquet dill, and I actually didn't have any dill seeds, so that'll be going in there. That was everything in the bag. Little envelope bag, whatever you want to call it. Okay, now is what we came for. These are the little water reservoirs, so what I just showed you in that picture with the little cones, those are the cones in the middle. And then these are the top reservoirs for the water. These are what sit on top of the GreenStalk. So you'll have one of these, a planter, and one of these, and then a planter, and then one of these, and so on. Nice brown paper in here that I can compost that they use to pack everything. And then is the planters themselves. Come on. Come on. There we go. Planters. Oh, stickers in the box. So at the bottom of the box, underneath everything, is these stickers. We've got some little peppers, cool beans, strawberry sunglasses, a little bunch of lavender, a GreenStalk filled with things, honeycomb with a little bee on it, cherry tomatoes, and a watermelon slice. So that's cool. I can add those to my seed box or wherever. So let me give you a small demonstration of how these sit together. Each of these has little areas where they come inward towards the planter. And then on the bottom, they have little kind of cutouts to fit directly over this part of the next planter. As you take this, you fill it with soil, which I'm not going to do right now because I'm showing you something. And then you put the reservoir on top, and then on top of that you will match the little thing on the bottom with the top of the other planter piece. So you set it right in there like that, and then when there's weight in it, it sits a lot easier on all sides. So you just match it up very gently like that, and it sits together. What I'm gonna do is fill all of these, and it says on the inside right here, fill them all the way to the top because your potting soil will compress down some, and you want your plants to have as much soil space as possible. And I would just like to do what they recommend me to do. Since this is my first time with one, you know, I've been looking at these for a couple years now. So we've got my happy frog here. I'm just going to cover the hole that goes in between the tiers with a piece of brown paper while I pour the soil in. I don't honestly know how much soil it takes to fill these. I don't even know if I have enough to fill the whole thing. But I guess we will find out. Okay, there's one filled. Take off the paper. Okay, so I guess one bag fills 2 tiers. Like I said, I'm not going to have time to plant them right now. So I'm going to go ahead and start stacking them up. So for all of this stuff, I paid $167 and I saved, I think, $80 by buying during the sale and also using Roots and Refuge discount code to save $10. Okay, well, 2 of these takes 1 bag, so half a bag per tier of the GreenStalk, and I didn't quite fill them all the way to the top, just mostly. But I have 3 left and only 1 bag of soil, so that means I'm gonna need another bag of potting soil. But I'll just make this a 5-tier GreenStalk for now instead of 4 and 3, and then I'll just have 2 extra planters until next week when I can go get another bag of soil. Alright guys, the GreenStalk is all the way set up. Let me take you in a little bit closer to show you how they kind of click together once there's weight in them. So the water reservoir on the top clicks in a little bit different. Instead of wrapping around these kind of U's, they have a little kind of hook there on every single one, so it sits in nicely all the way around like that. That's where you put the water in. Then the rest of them have the little U-shaped kind of clips that I showed you a minute ago that sit around the U shape of this like inlet of the containers. I only have half a bag of Happy Frog left, and that will only fill 1 of these containers, and I don't want to make this too tall. They don't recommend you making it taller than 5 feet. I'm 5'7", and this is up to my chest. So if I'm 5'7", 5 feet is probably around here. It is not recommended for me to put another one on top of this. The reason that they sell 7-tier leaf planters is because the leaf planters aren't as deep or as wide, so you can stack them higher without having to worry about the height of your planter and it falling over from wind or being unsteady. So here is the planter in its full glory. I'm glad I went with the stone color. They did have pink, but I notoriously, for my entire life, have not been a big fan of pink and massively girly things. I did lose a little bit of soil here on the ground, but that's okay. It'll just add to the soil life in the ground. And let me show you. I found not 1, not 2, but 3 volunteer sunflowers this morning, and where is it? Over here. Some kind of cucumber or squash or something, also a volunteer in the ground. So that's really cool. Volunteer plants always make me really encouraged, because if I am doing the most trying to grow these plants and giving them fertilizer and water and trying to place them properly for where the sunlight grows and all of that kind of thing, and then they just prove to me that they don't need much, they want to grow, and if the conditions are right, they will, because I did not plant those, nor did they pop up earlier. I haven't seen them until this morning. I found them this morning. You know what? It feels wrong to have set up that greenhouse, or not greenhouse, to have set up that GreenStalk and for me to not put anything in it. it just feels wrong. I don't know, I can't just leave it empty. So I do have this one nasturtium that needs to go into the garden. So why not put it in there? My nasturtiums are a trailing variety anyway, so they will hang over the edge and be gorgeous. So we'll just do one plant at the top of this GreenStalk, I fear. They do say you are supposed to put plants in it before you stack it. It's easier. But since I'm not planting out the whole thing, I'm just going to put this one in the top. So I'm just going to take off the top water reservoir. Hello, bird. Jeez. And then I'll dig down into this one. And this is a biodegradable mesh container that I planted this in. So I can just stick it directly in the soil instead of having to unpot the nasturtium. Then I'll just kind of backfill around it. And that'll also be good for letting me know how biodegradable those are, because I do have some in my garden, but it hasn't been long enough for them to degrade. I just put them in this season. So this will be good for that. Put the little water reservoir back on. Make sure it's sitting right. And there we go. One little nasturtium in my GreenStalk. It might be silly, but this makes me happy. If it doesn't make you happy, that's fine, but it makes me happy. Look at the variegation on this leaf. That leaf is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Wow, those are pretty. While we're here, let me show you these tomatoes. So we've got this plant here. This leader hasn't been strung up yet, so ignore that. But we've got 4 tomatoes here. 3 right there, 4 right there, 2, 3 right there, and more flowers. This is a Thorburns terracotta tomato. Then these Roma tomatoes are starting to go nuts. Look at all of those. My Roma tomatoes are a determinate variety, so that means they kind of grow to a certain height, a determined height, if you will, and then produce a determined, if you will, amount of fruit kind of all at one time. So you harvest it, and then I'm just going to chop down the plant. You can get more tomatoes off of them. Like if you do one big harvest, you might have some more flushes, more little clusters of fruit, but I'd rather replace it with a brand new plant and get a whole nother wave of tomatoes than try and wait for a onesie twosie here and there fruit. So that's the plan. My cucumbers are getting a lot bigger. This squash plant has like quadrupled in size. Alright guys, everything in the garden is looking really good. It rained last night, so that means I once again don't have to water today. I will have to water the GreenStalk, but I'm not going to do that right now. The soil was pretty moist out of the bag still, so it'll be fine. I have been waiting what feels like an eternity to grow in a GreenStalk because all of my strawberries always get destroyed by slugs and other bugs, so I'm super excited to plant this out with my strawberries. I came out here at 6:30 in the morning and it is now 7:30 in the morning, so I have to go inside and get ready for work. But I do really appreciate you guys coming along with me. Good morning, happy coffee, and I'll see you guys on the next one.